County Sheriff's deputies walk toward the benches in the courtroom. They're escorting out this woman, Siobhan Grant, the mother of William McLemore, DeJuan Mason, and DeMarcus Trammer are on trial for murder.
The kind of head-shaking, eye-rolling that warrior lady gets you put in jail, particularly in light of the court's previous admonition.
Grant was sitting in the gallery listening to testimony from the lead detective under Ryan Miller's murder investigation. The 16-month-old was shot and killed on her front porch in August 2014. As the detective spoke, the judge stopped him mid-sentence.
Stop, please. I need 2 minutes, folks. Could you all step out for 2 minutes?
That's when Circuit Court Judge McKay Chavan says he saw McLemore's mother acting inappropriately.
Record reflected. In response to the question, she shook her head and rolled her eyes.
Moments before the judge stopped the trial, Sergeant Scott Beatty, the lead detective on the case, was talking about a conversation he'd had with McLemore's mother more than 2 years ago during the investigation. And what did she tell you?
She said that she knew that he had had guns before, and I asked her, you know.
Tension in the courtroom ahead of the trial of 2 men accused of opening fire in Shawnee Park in the summer of 2011.
WFMI Sharon Haynes was in the courtroom for the exchange. Here, what happened?
Well, Rick, the judge says he saw a woman in the gallery trying to intimidate a witness on the stand, something he says he won't tolerate in this volatile trial.
Testimony. I don't know if that's exactly what you were doing, which is why I'm not having you prosecuted for intimidating a witness.
That incident happened during the suppression hearing Monday, while a witness to the murder of 22-year-old Antonio Anderson Jr. at Shawnee Park during a kickball game was on the stand. And it came despite an order at the request of the Sheriff's Department, designed to keep order in the courtroom.
Somewhat concerned because of the tensions in this particular case.
Colored t-shirts, cell phones, and anyone under 18 won't be allowed. 22-year-old William Smith and 27-year-old Quentin Wilson are being tried for Anderson's 2011 murder. Police say Smith, Wilson, and a third defendant fired shots into a crowd at the park, killing Anderson and injuring 2 others.
I lost my child. I wish they could have the respect, you know, to give me peace.
Anderson's mom tells WLKY she and Wilson's aunt are best friends. Smith's mother hugging her as the proceedings wrapped up.
What's coming?
Oh, come on.
Four-Wheel Parts' biggest sales event ever is here. Shop now for thousands of deals on thousands of products. August 7th and 8th, get exclusive sale pricing. Huge giveaways and exclusive content. Take advantage of 4WP exclusive offers from the industry's biggest brands in suspension, wheels, tires, and more. Shop now, in store, online, and by phone during 4WP's virtual truck and Jeep.
I better see film of it. Oh,
Fairly calm
was
evening for
trying
the
to
Royal Air Force
decide, did my
anti-aircraft
wife
unit,
leave
who was
yet or
stationed at Nano
what?
base in Portenberg, Belgium. Out of nowhere, they saw a massive 35,000-pound B-17G Flying Fortress head straight for them, almost as if it had appeared out of thin air. The unit recalls seeing the landing gears of the Flying Fortress being down, and the plane traveling at very high speeds. They had thought the plane was heavily damaged from the way it was coming down. This was an unscheduled landing approach. Naturally, they assumed it to be an emergency landing, and the RAF crew prepared for it. Barely avoiding a crash, the Flying Fortress flew past the anti-aircraft guns and landed successfully in a nearby field with minimal damage. The propellers of the plane had snapped off during the landing and flung into the air violently, but 3 of the 4 engines were still running. The Royal Air Force, as well as the witnesses, waited holding their breath, expecting a routed crew to emerge from the B-17G Flying Fortress. They waited a long 15 minutes and nothing had happened. 20 minutes had passed by this point, and Major wrapped in its original Perspex nose.
Well, you
the cover
should.
missing.
That poor baby.
At the navigator's desk, he had found a code book, which contained the letters as well as the colors used for identification. In the code book, the crew had written bad flag, but upon inspection,
Is JJ still out here? Are you having any success?